this is why I like to hike early in the morning. This is what it looks as. Of course I'm driving now. This is what it looks as I'm headed to the place that I'm gonna hike. But it's just beautiful. It's 7:30 in the morning. The sunrise was 7:45. I looked it up. But this is what it looks like before. So hopefully this is still really pretty when I get to the top of the hill that I'm hiking. So I made it to the top of the hill. And it's not as colorful, but it's still beautiful sunrise. You see behind me. Still cool. As I was driving in after that footage of the sun rising, there was tons of really thick fog, and I could see it down in the little valley area. One of the things I was going to talk about was like the medication and just the absolute guessing that exists in the medical field of multiple sclerosis. It is truly just a guessing field. There's not really a, oh, you are XYZ, you take this medicine. It's not like that. And so anyway, so medicines that I've done, and obviously this is different for everyone, so this is my story, right? So take it for what it is. This is just me telling you what happened for me. So anyway, so that first week of being diagnosed via MRI, but before spinal tap. So that week, I went into the hospital every morning to get IV steroids, and that was supposed to, I guess, tell the MS to stop. I don't know. Whatever. That's what I did. And first, when the doctor said you're gonna get steroids 5 days in a row, I'm like, this is, keep in mind, this is when I'm running still, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. I could use some steroids. And hey, if it's medically required, I'll take it, right? Then I'll be faster, I'll be stronger. Right, we always have this, at least I always have had this stereotype. I don't know if stereotype is the right word, but I've always had like this image. When you say steroids in my head, I always envision like a giant monster, muscle man, working out, gym person, whatever, if that makes any sense. So I think steroids, and I think of athletes who are so desperate that they cheat, so they take a medicine to make them stronger, right? Or like these muscle people, right? So that's what I've always stereotyped as steroids. Well, it's not always true. There's other types of steroids. So anyway, my 5 days of IV steroids proved to be the other type of steroids. One of the side effects is you gain weight. It's all water weight, but you gain weight, so I felt weird. I felt weak, tired, even more exhausted than normal. And I was frustrated, like, this isn't what I thought steroids would be. So anyway, so I had 5 days of steroids. I went to the hospital, like I said, every morning. I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes to dump all the IV steroids into you. Then the doctor was pretty certain, because of my active lifestyle, that she had a good idea of what drug to start taking. Gilenya was the first one that I started, and the doctor was hopeful that it would work. It's a pill, but it has side effects, of course. All pills seem to have side effects. So one of the things I had to do before I could start taking the medicine is I had to have an EKG to test my heart, because one of the side effects is reduced heart rate, which adds fatigue, by the way. And I had to get an eye test just to make sure that everything was okay, that the medicine can cause some type of eye disease, I guess, I don't know. So to get an eye test, I had to get a baseline EKG, and then the first day to take the pill, I had to go into a urgent care center, I guess you'd call it. It was sketchy, to say the least. But go in there for what they call an FDO, a first dose observation. I think there's a lot of drugs that have that, but that's what I had to do. My heart rate was really slow at the end. This was on a Friday, the end of the day, and I had felt like not panic attacks, but like when your heart rate is normally X beats per minute, and you take a pill and it slows it down a lot, you kind of get this weird, unnatural feeling in your chest, of course, because your heart's not going what it normally goes. So I experienced that, and the nurses were like, "Oh, I think you're okay to go." Real confident. "I think you're okay to go." And then my wife, when she came to pick me up, because I wasn't supposed to drive, she's like, "So does he go ahead and take the medicine again tomorrow?" Good question, right? I didn't even think about it. Like, I just assumed, of course. And they were like, "Oh, we don't know. You should talk to your doctor." Yeah, it's a Friday at 5:30. Good luck, right? So, anyway, that's part of that story. I was on the phone for a while, trying to get the on-call doctor to tell me, and his answer was, "I don't know, you're not my patient." Okay. Anyway, so I kept taking the medicine, took it for a while. I kept complaining, "It's not helping me, it's not helping me, I don't feel any better," which was what she had promised. I think I mentioned that in the first video. She promised that it would make me feel better. "Oh yeah, we're gonna get you back to normal." Okay, so I just had this perception, oh, well, the pill will do that, right? Just take medicine, I'll be better. That's what it's for. So I had that impression. Anyway, so because of that impression, I had false expectations. And so I kept calling to complain, like, "I do not feel any better. I do not feel any better. This is not helping. My heart rate is slower. I feel weird. I'm even more fatigued." That's not a side effect I wanted to make worse. So anyway, she suggested this medicine that's like stupid expensive. You take it for 5 days. It says self-injecting. Like I was taught how to inject myself. And apparently it helps some people. I looked it up. It's like $33,000 for a 5-day supply. And like 10 or 15 years ago, it used to be $50. Do the math on that. So the drug company says they weren't making enough money. So they went from $50 for a 5-day dose to $33,000 for a 5-day dose. I wish I could change my fees in that same percentage just because I need to make more money. Anyway, so the name of that drug, I forget what it was, but it didn't do anything except when I did the self-injections, like in my legs, it made me bleed like crazy, so it's kind of gross. And never doing that one again. Anyway, so other frustrations with the doctor led me to change doctors. So I changed doctors while still on Gilenia, and then had another MRI. Everything, MRI brain, spine, and lumbar. And the doctor was like, "Oh, I don't think Gilenia's working, so we're going to change your medicine." Okay, so I changed medicine. That means I'm now on something different. I no longer take Gilenia. I'm now taking another pill that is called Tecfidera. You're wondering, oh gosh, does that work? I have no idea. I have no idea if that's helping. I don't have the slowed heart rate weirdness that I did with Gilenia, but I did have, like, the first couple weeks when I first started taking it, I had like this what was it called? Where you go red. Flushing. If you've never experienced flushing, think about the worst sunburn you've ever had in your entire life. Like the blistery, like nasty, like you've been on the beach for a week and you forgot your sunscreen kind of thing. Think about that, and then you go from just fine to like the worst sunburn you've ever had. You know, that burny, itchy, like you want to scratch it but it hurts. And you actually turn red too, which is why it's called flushing. You actually turn red. So like, it's the weirdest thing. So then you're burning, you're itchy, you're like flushing, my face was red, my arms would go all red, my chest would like break out. And then 10 minutes later, back to normal. It's a really weird side effect, it's strange. Told the doctor and she goes, oh, just take an aspirin. Okay, it would be nice to know. So anyway, I now take Tecfidera with 2 aspirin twice daily. Anyway, so that's my medicine story. I'm sure it will be changing. As far as prescription medicine, I should say. I take who knows how much vitamin D. That's something that is supposed to be added for MS patients, so vitamin D, which is what it is. I take lots of ibuprofen, multivitamins. Anyway, that's my pills. Does it work? That we just don't know yet. So that's one of the frustrations, is that it's a disease that has no cure, so it's symptom management and the attempt to reduce its worsening. So think through that one for a minute. It's not anything more than, how would you say, I don't know, controlling your fall. I don't know. So that's a morbid way to say it, so I'll probably edit that out. But basically that's all it is. Try to find something that keeps it from getting as bad as fast, which obviously is not a cure. But so that's my medicine. It's a lot, and it's ever changing, and everyone that has ever been diagnosed with MS, or even people who know others, they all have a different story, because with MS and medication, it truly is so much case by case. Like, I may do well with this drug and not another, you know. And then someone else's story is totally opposite. Oh, they felt so much better after they gave themselves a shot in the leg every day. You know, everyone's different. And I've learned that just from talking with other MS patients and that kind of thing. But anyway, so that's an important piece of takeaway, if you will, is that I say this, but someone else says that. That's just part of what makes everyone's story so unique, is that we all have our own. Period. So anyway, a couple people had asked about medication stuff, and that was the long answer. I don't really know what else to say about the medicine. It's frustrating because it's not, you know, when you get a headache, at least before, when I used to get a headache, like as a kid, I'd take, I don't know, ibuprofen, Tylenol, aspirin, whatever it was, and a few hours later I felt better. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? That's the point. Well, that's not always the case with medicine. But like, you know, you take antibiotic, you're better 5 days. You take, you know, whatever it is. Your normal medicines are designed to fix it. So, not with MS. So I'm gonna keep hiking here. It's a nice, cool morning. It's supposed to be warm today, so I'll probably be shedding some layers. But anyway, See you later. Right as I came down into this little lake thing, pond, I scared a couple of deer away. But you can maybe see all the frost on the grass. It's kind of cool. And a little stream. And I'm guessing there was a race here yesterday, since there's orange spray paint.